Do you want to understand how innovators' mindset works and how they become the finest entrepreneurs on earth? It might look random, but actually there is a pattern. Beginning on an individual level of awareness and eventually impacting teams, projects, and entire enterprises. Michael Gerber, the author of Innovator, thinks that everything can be systematized, including entrepreneurship. Michael developed an easy enough to understand framework to be used by startup founders, business owners, athletes, and even artists. According to him, anyone can master the art of concentration, discrimination, and organization. And if you do this consistently throughout time, you can produce and communicate innovation to the world.
Thanks again for being here on startupspace.io. We are a startup accelerator based in Dubai for multi-sided platform. And today I have the honor to talk with Michael Gerber. He is the famous author of Emit. Hello, Michael. How are you?
Hello, Gustavo. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thanks.
Delight being here in Dubai with you, even though I'm here in Carlsbad, California.
Just like you, our mission, our journey and vision, it's all about helping small business and entrepreneurship and people to succeed on their projects and to identify the entrepreneurial skills. I know that you have created a framework which it's really easy to understand, is straightforward, goes direct to the point, and I'm sure if we clarify this framework to people, they will be able to understand what they're doing, because sometimes we do things that we don't understand, and improve what they're doing, because that's the goal and that's what you advocate. Correct?
Well, yes, in one fashion, you're absolutely correct. We talk about the 5 essential skills which you speak about with your audience, which are concentration, discrimination, organization, innovation, and communication. The 5 critical skills, not only for entrepreneurs, but for every human being on the planet. And you might say they follow one on the other. The initial skill is concentration, which essentially says, in order to create anything, to be anything, to produce anything, you have to be here now. And to be here, I mean be here fully. And by that, I don't mean concentration just of the mind. I mean concentration of the body, concentration of the spirit, concentration of the emotions, concentration of the intellectual capability, and so forth. So it's a total awareness of where you are in the moment and what you're focused upon. And so that skill, you might say, is the skill of a martial artist, a skill of a master of anything. And effectively, I'm suggesting that every human being on the planet, past, present, and future, has indeed the capability to develop that skill because they were born with that capability to develop that skill. So that's the first step in the process of awakening the entrepreneurial personality within any human being. The second step, obviously, is discrimination. And that means you have to focus your attention on something specific, not everything, generally. Discrimination is that art, that skill that enables you to focus your attention, concentration, specifically on the thing you're most determined to effect, to produce, to create, to master. So discrimination is critical. And understand, when I talk about these, Gustavo, I'm talking about them as skills that require development. In short, it's not just something you just sort of do. It's something you learn how to do, just like Tai Chi is something you learn how to do. Just like Qigong is something you learn how to do. Just like reading is something you learn how to do, and so forth. The third skill is organization. And effectively, it says one must create order in one's world, turn chaos into order. As you know, you told me you moved from Brazil, you're in Dubai, but you might say Brazil is your home country, I presume. You know there's a great amount of disorder, not only in Brazil, but in Dubai. Not only in Dubai, but in the United States of America. Not only in the United States of America, but in every space on the planet. Chaos reigns supreme. We can't produce anything of order, which is obviously critical in the creation of a company requiring order, if we live in chaos. So organization is a critical skill that's required not only by an entrepreneur, but by a manager, by a technician, by a supervisor, by a whatever. A doctor, a lawyer, whomever, obviously craves order. You can't have a messy place and do critically beautiful things. The next skill is innovation. And by innovation, I'm saying pursuit of the impossible. Innovation is continuous improvement. And effectively, it says, as human beings, none of us are perfect. But as entrepreneurs, we're constantly in search of perfection, knowing we will never, ever, ever be perfect. But we can be more perfect than we are right now. We can more perfectly concentrate. We can more perfectly discriminate. We can more perfectly organize. We can more perfectly innovate. So innovation is a continuous focus in any enterprise whatsoever. McDonald's is continually getting better and better and better and better at everything McDonald's does. Apple is continuing to get better and better and better and better, no matter how excellently they perform what they perform. There's the new iPhone, there's the old iPhone. There's the 5G rather than the 4G. There's a continuous process of innovation going on in the most remarkable places in the world, in the minds of the people who create it. And finally, communication, and that's what we're doing here. I'm not doing such a great job of it. I'm sort of a monologue. We could talk this, but effectively you asked me to share the skills, and I'm doing that. Communication is the back and forth between human beings. It's back and forth between human beings as groups, to groups, with groups, et cetera, et cetera. It's what we're doing right now. That's communication. So we're communicating, Gustavo. We're communicating emotionally. We're communicating intelligently, hopefully. We're communicating actively, passionately, meaningfully, because every single thing that we do, you and I, and every single other human being on the planet, is to add meaning to everything that we do. It's not the money, it's the meaning. So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you.